Hello and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. I want answers. I want answers. What is going on in the energy? If you found yourself here, you may be feeling like me. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what I'm feeling. Everything feels very mixed bag, or it's a muddy energy. I feel sluggish. I was loafing like a champ the past 3 days. I'm not getting anything done. I know Mercury went direct yesterday, and I feel like there's just a giant planet sitting stagnant because I think it's only at like 4 degrees or something. It's like slow moving, and I feel that energy. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's stuff in the collective, but I want answers. And what's funny, and I'm going to get answers for you guys, because if you find yourself here, you're probably feeling the same energy because we're all on a resonant frequency, whoever's gathering here. So I don't know what's going to come up in the cards. This can literally be about anything, inward stuff, outward stuff, a mix of both. The image that I'm seeing, two important messages came through before I start with the piles. One, and if you resonate with this, then this could be indication that you have further messages here. One, I'm seeing like someone dumping out their purse or like their suitcase and just sorting through everything, or the junk drawer in your house. I feel like let's sort through everything and find what we're missing. There's something just kind of like cyclically cycling. It's kind of spinning in the energy. I can't put my finger on it. Like, what am I missing? What are we supposed to be resolving? Is there something that's supposed to be released? Is there something that's supposed to be integrated? It feels so subtle and nuanced, and I can't put my finger on it, and it won't sit still so that I can address it. And so I feel really called to do this reading for myself and for you all to get some answers here and some clarity and some clear path forward about what to do next to lift this energy. Or are we supposed to sit in it? Is it the ambiguity that is the point? So let's find out. And then the second message I was getting was I before this reading, because I knew my energy was feeling that way, I was like, okay, well, let me go meditate, let me journal for a bit. This is going to be a lengthy, process in order to clean up my frequency so that I can hear the messages. And I really felt strongly like, no, just get in there. Just get in there and figure it out. And there's something about that tendency that we have to want to have all of the ducks in a row, to approach things with a clear and structured process that is like out the window right now. I don't know where that's coming from, if it's an astrological influence, or if it's a collective influence, or if this is just where we are all. Some of us are reaching in our spiritual, like, whatever you want to call it, school of spirit, school of life, school of internal, workings, inner workings. But there's something about that also that's important here, where it's like, just get in the trenches, just pick up your shovel and start digging out the dirt. And as you go, it will become clear. And as you move through it, the path will open. As you move through the fog, basically what I'm hearing is, instead of sitting and waiting for the fog to lift, start to move into the fog and move through it, and you will get out the other side. So that's the tone of this reading. If you feel like you're in this energy, then there will definitely be something here for you. Thank you for being here with your beautiful presence. You guys are supporting this reading with your energy. And you're giving it clarity and you're giving it direction also, so that I can get these, whatever you're asking, I'm locating the answers. And like I always say, you don't need an intercessor, you don't need me or any other reader to get between you and your higher wisdom. You can access that, but life is lifing, the fog is fogging, and sometimes the fastest way to the information that you're being led to from your higher self, from God, source, universe, ancestors, spirit guides, fairy realm, whatever you believe in, is for you to come across this reading and hear someone else communicating it externally to you. So there's that, and we will get started. Pile 1. If you resonate with this rose quartz butterfly crystal, or this card that reads sign, if you're looking for a sign, here it is with the butterfly. That's pile 1's vibe. Pile 2, if you feel drawn to this mushroom crystal, I just wanted to say toadstool for some reason, and the Moonbeam card, you are on the right path. That's pile 2's vibe. Pile 3, the Moonstone Daisy crystal with the lunar eclipse, open the door to a higher dimension. I'd probably pick this pile. Personally, I'd probably watch all of them at this point. Give me answers. And pile 3, the rose quartz raindrop or teardrop, whatever you resonate with, and the trust. The universe has a plan for you card. Now, I'm aware that there's 2 butterflies in this reading, and I felt strongly to include them. So that could be a sign that you're seeing or meaningful to someone. One is kind of on the side here with an open hand with the sign card. And then pile 4, it's this trust where the wings are more opened. So you take your time, tune into those. You can watch 1, 2, 3, all the piles. If you're resonating, just for activations, for food for thought, for self-reflection points. Okay, guys, I will see you in your group. Hello, pile 1. You chose the sign card with the butterfly and the butterfly crystal. Obviously, butterflies could be a sign for you, could be why you chose it. I see someone with tattoos of butterflies, or just frequently seeing those as signs. Doesn't have to be, it's just one indicator. There's just so much energy here. I'm really, I feel like snappy energy. Like it's popping. It wants to be explored. So let's get into this and find out what in the frickin' frack is going on here for you. This is the trust your feelings are valid. Let it go and hope. Like, could there be 2 more signs? Could there be 2 more cards that are more appropriate for the sign card? So something needing to be released and something that you want to retain hope about. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that paradox interesting? It could even, I'm hearing it could even be the let go of the belief, let go of the lack of hope, like let go of the belief that it's not possible. That's what I'm hearing. Just my card selection is all over the place. Like usually I know exactly, like I feel my hand drawn to a pile, but instead it's scanning. And that's the energy that I feel. So we scanned and we saw this. We gotta go with it. It's like, gotta be on your toes with this energy. I'll tell you that. You cannot, anything that I'm saying is part of the message. You cannot be resting on your laurels. That's what it is. This energy is calling us to think fast, think on our feet, be flexible. Is that the right way? Is there something else? Intuitively be led instead of going to your go-tos that maybe have a little bit more of a staleness about their efficiency or their appropriateness for the situation. This is going to be nuanced, so you're going to have to read between all the lines for whatever this situation is for you, and this is your reading. So you make this what it means for you. Whatever resonates, you keep that. What doesn't resonate, let it flow onto somebody else with love, and you adjust it and mold it for you. Now, don't make it fit if it doesn't feel right, but if it almost feels right, but there's something slightly off, then make that adjustment for you. Like if I say the universe has your back and you believe in, you know, God, then you make that God for you, you know? Okay. Strongest, most dominant, predominant, why am I saying predominant? Energy for pile 1. The starling. Interesting. Now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. Now is the time to get out into the, and you have this other bird here, you see? Similar. I'm going to get another one of those. And even the name of that starling, because the hope card is the Star card. So you could resonate with something with star that could be in your name, or people could say that to you, like you're a star, or you could resonate with astrology deeply. Look how many stars are on this. This card says starling. The Let It Go card also has a bird, a black bird, with 3 stars. The sign card has a star at the top. The Hope card has the star, and the Hope card is the Star card in Tarot. So, and I just noticed that the Let It Go bird is full of stars. So there's something here about the unknown of the universe, the unknown of the stars, the expansiveness of that space for you, meaning something right now. Okay, you also got Heron. So if you picked the Heron pile in a previous reading, that might align for you. Let go of convention and follow your own unique path. Okay, like not surprised. This has something to do with, oh, it even says, guys, look at this, let go. Can you see this? Let go is the first 2 words, and you have this card with a bird, let go. Like, I'm actually going to do this because star here with the Hope card and starling, and then the Heron with let go of convention and follow your own unique path with the let go with the bird. The synchronicities are chronicity here, folks. It's very snappy. I'm loving it. Okay. Wow. Okay. I gotta trust. The energy is going so fast. It's 2 steps ahead of me. I just hope my mouth keeps up. Let's go. That's what I heard. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You've let go, and I'm seeing let's go with exclamation points, like in all caps. I'm seeing that, like let's go. So there's something that I feel like, wow, this energy is so strong. I wish I could like act it out for you. I'm seeing someone sitting there and mulling something over. Now you apply this, I don't even want to get into specifics because it's going to weigh down the reading. So you apply this to whatever it is for you. Relationship, job, project, life path, inner world, like all of the usual suspects. There's something in your life that you've been sitting a little bit on. You're like, I'm not sure. Is it this? What about? Could it be? But what if? And you're mulling. You're unsure. You've been stagnant in it, and then all of a sudden, either now with this reading, or you recently felt this, or you're about to feel this energy, your hope is going to be renewed. You're going to release all the chains that have been holding you back about doing this in the way that you thought it had to be. I'm putting all these air quotes in the air if you're not watching. And getting out there and connecting in this way that is so unique to you and so authentic to you, and so because you have connect in authentic ways and you have follow your own unique path. The way that you do this, the energy that you approach whatever this thing is in, for some of you I'm seeing a relationship, that's a big one. For some of you this is like career path, passion project. Those are the 2 strongest coming out. You just kind of like, I see this like heavy cloak over you, and I see you just like flipping it off, and it falls off, and you're just lighter, and you're just like, let's go. Like, I'm doing this, and there's a sense of, what is this word? There's a sense of determination. Like, you've had it with overthinking. You've had it with, like, this is giving, like, you drive to someone's house who you feel strongly about, and you reconcile and resolve something. You know, like something that's just like it's very fire energy. And it does not mean you're a fire sign. It means that you activate that. Like, you're like, let's go. Like, I'm enough of sitting here and waiting and wondering. And now this could have nothing to do with action. This could all be internal, where you're like mulling something over, and all of a sudden you're like, let's go. Like, I'm making this move. I'm calling. I'm arranging it. I'm doing it. I'm letting myself go there in my mind. You know, if there's not any physical action yet. Very strong image of that. And the way that you drop this heavy cloak, there's so much swagger. The way that you walk forward, like I see this spotlight on you, and you're just like, it's like slow motion. It's like slow motion, and I'm getting like what's that the person who with the bulls, Menador. I'm not sure that word, but I see like you waving the red. Is it red? I think it's white. I'm not sure, but you're waving like the red fabric at the bull, and they have that swagger. Like they're so confident. Like come at me, bro. Like that's what I'm seeing, and I see you just in the slow-mo walking through with this like I freaking got this now, because I'm so anchored and focused on what I know to be true for me, and I've dropped all of these weights of expectation, all of the outside voices. Like I can feel this so in my body. It's in my like mid upper back, like a tingling, like very effervescent energy. Like I want to rush up and take action and move forward on something. It's very chariot energy, but more than that. Like chariot energy if you're the horse, not even the driver, you're the horse. Let's keep going here. This is a very powerful message coming out. I'm loving this for you guys. So much winged energy. Like I was just looking at this spread. Look at this. Bird, bird, butterfly, bird. You have 4 flying animal spirits here. Just that's what I see. You just take flight. You just take flight and you leave everything else on the ground. Like unconcerned. It's like you didn't realize you could fly and just fly up out of it and just let's go. Just let's get her done. Let's pursue it. Let's go do that thing. Like you can't stop me. You can't stop me. You can't hold me back. And I feel like some of you, this is to somebody external. I feel like I'm shouting because the energy is so powerful. Some of you, this is an external peanut gallery you're saying this to, even if you're not physically saying it to them, your energy is saying it. But some of you, this is yourself. It's your own shadow. It's your own shadow with this let go. It's your own inner demons. It's your own chains. It's those chains. What is that? 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. It's that your own bondage that you're letting it just, you finally crack out of that shell that was encompassing you and trying and keeping you safe but holding you back, right? Whew, feeling this in my heart chakra now. Like this just powerful burst of energy. Okay, strongest energies for, if we could get any stronger, pile 1, please. Yeah, I see some of you, like 1 or 2 of you, even as I'm doing the reading, you're beginning to do something. Like you're either scrolling on your phone, you're looking something up, you're typing out a text. You're like, yeah, I want to do this. I got to do this. I'm getting very hot, like this warm lava energy going over me, because the energy is moving with you on this trajectory now. It's not stagnant and stale anymore. It's like a volcano lava coming up into a point of eruption in a good way. Like it's letting out all this pent-up energy that you needed to express or do or pursue or allow yourself to go there mentally. And it's opening up like a portal. Communication, yeah. So for some of you, this has to do with saying something. Like I said, I see some of you typing something, writing something, saying something, replying to something. Yes, I accept. Yes, I'm going to do this. That heavily has to do with making a decision about something or expressing yourself in some way about something and making it clear. It could be sitting down with others and saying, hey, I know that you thought this, but this is what I'm doing and this is where my heart's calling me. A lot of times communication is the block, because before we can move to the next part of the plan, we know we have to have a difficult conversation, and that discomfort just can paralyze us. Just like rip the band-aid off, I'm seeing. Say the thing. Do it as best you can. Lead with your heart. And then you will feel free to continue to move on with your next step. And I don't see the communication causing any dissension. I don't see that. I see the communication causing harmony. There could be a very temporary indication of, you know, things not aligning or things breaking apart, but it's very temporary. The other person or the other people will recalibrate and come along to support, or they will just fall away if they weren't players in this. That one fell. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's got to do with love or it's got to do with career. Look at this, card 3, love, coming out. Okay. Now what are we ready for here? What are we ready for? I am just going with this. Ooh. Things could change. I see you need to be really fast on your feet, quick on your toes. Things could change rather quickly. Like I picked up a deck, it felt all right. Then it was like, no, I saw another one. Then I thought, oh, that one. And I went to pick it up and then I saw this one and it was like, no, that one. So that could be happening where your intuition is leading you. But the first thing is not the thing, it's leading you. So it's saying, look here, now look at this stone. Okay, now look up. Now go, let's go. Oh wow, card 15, garden. Something lovely will grow from this. So if you're going through something that you're just like, okay, there's a weird shift in the energy here with this. What is this? I'm getting a repetitive, never-ending cycle energy. For some of you, you're like, here we go again. And you almost don't want to face it because you're like, I thought I grew out of this. I thought I grew past this. I don't know why I feel really compelled to turn this moon over. There we go. I feel for some of you there's that feeling, but I don't feel that it's really that. Like I said, let the other parties and factors sit on it. I feel like in a day or two, they might come along, is what I'm seeing. Like this, something lovely will grow from this. It's giving like you have a conversation with someone and they're like, oh, disappointed, frustrated, angry, hurt. And then 2 days later, you know, they do their own self work or reflection on this. And then they're coming to you saying, you know what, let's go. Like, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. Either I'm supporting you or I'm just with you if we're both involved in this. I see that for some of the situation, and then for the other half of you, it's something that's just not aligned with you that will just peacefully move from your experience. But in any case, for everybody, something lovely will grow from this. There's like a side benefit that you're not aware of also. Okay, more information for pile 1, please. Yeah, and the steps are going to become more clear as you take the first step through the fog. More steps will become clear because now I'm shuffling this deck and I'm already getting the intuitive nudge for what the next deck is. It's lining up. So that's when you reach that point of that we're in at the reading where you've made the decision, you've had the conversations, you're moving forward, the cloak has fallen off you, you're beginning to fly, then you're up above the clouds, you're up above the fog, and it's really clear. And now you can, and then everything starts to line up. It's going to be that deck, it's going to be that deck, it's going to be that step, it's going to be that phone call. I know exactly what to do. And it starts rolling like this, downhill, like momentum. Downhill in a good way. Downhill like it's got momentum and it's carrying itself. The gravitational pull is now pulling the project or the conversation or the connection forward. Expectations, yes. Don't seek anyone else's approval. You see how these are lining up? You have connect in authentic ways. Follow your own unique path. Don't seek anyone else's approval. This is so heavily about, and there's a fairy here. There's another moon. This is so heavily about following your own inner calling, and the daily readings have really been about that. If you've been listening to them the past few days, you might have other messages there. This is so heavily about letting go of other people's expectations, of old paradigms and systems and knee-jerk reactions and patterning that is no longer serving you, old systems and constructs and dysfunctional ways of being that weren't serving you and that are not aligned with where you're really going. Distortions, all of this I see it's about. And you lifting up above it all, literally ascending your frequency, raising and seeing clearly and moving into a clear space of aligned north node, compass point, action, divinely guided. And the clarity that will come in and the lightness. Like, I feel like so light now that I've communicated this message. Like, I feel this lightness that I see in this card. This is your energy in this card. This fairy is glowing. You're flying up above the clouds. You're unstoppable with this thing now. This was the deck that I saw next. Anything else for pile 1? I feel the energy is settled out. We've reached like a coasting point, like as if the airplane has leveled out. So I feel strongly that's the energy that you're going to be in following this reading, like now and into the next few days as you navigate this energy. If you pick this pile and if it's resonating for you. Anything else for pile 1? Because I feel like a smooth gliding has taken over now, and we can wrap this part of the reading up. You may have messages in another pile I'm seeing. There could be an additional theme that comes out about this. Messages for pile 1, please, to close out. I think there's 3 cards here. I thought there was 2. A new start is coming. Okay, so new moon. And we are going into a new moon, I think, around the 22nd, I believe. So this could really start to take form in the next... Well, I don't even know the date today. I've tried to let go of time and space as much as I can. But sometimes like this, it's problematic. But I'm getting 10 days. So we're going to go with that. Something around 10 days. This is when you reach that coasting point. Everything starts to balance out, level out. And you're like, okay, I see what all that was for. I'm up above it now. I can see big picture. I see that I'm on the right path. I have the clarity. And I see this new picture starting to take form based on this action that I've just taken. Emotions are running high. Bruh. Like, tell me a freaking about it. Oh my gosh, supermoon. Are we having a supermoon? I don't even know. But it's just, the emotions are running willy freaking nilly is what they're doing. Like I said. Yeah. So that's confirmation. If you're feeling that way, you could be having conversations, like I said, that do kind of erupt into these, you know, heavily emotional conversations. I would say let it be what it is. Don't hide from it. Don't run from it. Just sit in it. Sit in the ambiguity. Sit in the unknowing. Sit in the discomfort. Everything's going to be okay. Be okay in the fog of that moment. Accept what the other person is processing. Accept what you're processing, and accept that it's going to, something lovely will grow from this. It's going to make sense, maybe not in that exact moment, but you will reach a clear, leveled out coasting point. And then be bold and make the first move with Cardinal Moon, which I feel like we started this reading with that type of energy, where I said this may be letting go of something, this may be moving towards something, like that whole image that I saw of someone driving to someone's house and reconciling, or having, you know, the hard conversation. You know, don't drive to someone's house who you're not you know you're not wanted at. I don't even feel like I have to say that, but I just have to say that for like, you know, disclaimer purposes. But, you know, someone that you are, you know you would be welcome at, or even if you're not exactly sure how they would take it, but making that first move, like I said, writing that letter, answering that email, writing that text, making that phone call, meeting up with somebody, reaching out, signing that contract, declining the contract, whatever the right path is for you. I see you being the one who lifts that cloak off your shoulders and goes, you know, walking boldly into the unknown because you feel so called and led by your strength of your conviction about what you know you want to do in this situation and what your heart is telling you. It's really beautiful, even aesthetically. Like, if you haven't looked at the screen yet, I just randomly pulled all this. There's a lot of yellows, purples, and this beautiful like golden color and blacks. That could be meaningful. Those could be colors that could be very healing for you right now. But there is a lot of this, see, like the darkness with the purples and the blacks, and then the lightness coming through here with the golds and the yellows. It's really, really, really beautiful, and it's so balanced and like tempered, if that makes sense. It's like the chaos became this beautiful picture of cohesion, and that's what I see coming from this for you. So I'm going to close off your pile here. Thank you so much for being here. If anything did resonate, if you want to share your perspective or your story, I love reading your guys' comments and connecting with you in that way. Hit the like, please do me a solid if I could ask that from you. If you enjoyed anything about this reading, it helps other people find it. It helps me grow the channel. And subscribe if you haven't. Thank you if you have. Thank you if you already liked and commented. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the people who have been here from the very beginning. I see you guys. I feel you. Thank you for all the people who have joined recently, and thank you to all the people who are joining, you know, in a future timeline. Now that I've thanked the Academy, I really hope that you found your message here. I feel like I feel like this was really clear and strong and good. If you are going to another pile, then I'll see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Pile 2. Thank you for being here. You chose the mushroom crystal and the moonbeam. Moonbeam. You are on the right path. Let's get your cards here. What's the strongest energies for what is going on right now with you, with your situation in your life that you need to know? That one. Woo, woo, woo. This came out in pile 1. Wow. That was the first card that came out in pile 1. So you could be from there. Anger in reverse. I'm taking that in reverse. Okay. So something, and then you have fear in reverse on the back of the deck. So some things, there's, again, this has just been such the collective, something you're moving away from, something you're releasing. This can be something within you, an old belief system, an old paradigm, old coping mechanisms, patterns, behaviors. And this could be an actual 3D situation, a relationship, a job, a project, a home. And I see that there was some anger and frustration about this, and it will be being soothed shortly. So let's get more information. Okay, I'm gonna get this deck here. What else? That's too many. What else is going on for pile 2? So pheasants coming out here. The time is right for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas, as there's some, like, I think they're landscaping outside of my place. And duck, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. Okay. The time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. Creation and connection. The energy here is a little bit more mellow than pile 1. Well, a lot bit more mellow than pile 1. So it could have been some time since this situation happened. Even your card, you were on the right path, indicates you're already like in progress. So you could be like the future of pile 1. You may have gone through a pile 1 situation like last year or in the past few months. And now you're moving into this energy where you're focusing more on where you're going. You're finding comfort and balance in your life. You're finding support all around you. You're not feeling as frustrated or angry about what happened. You're seeing the harvest of and the purpose. You're seeing the silver lining. Okay, we got card 13. Lioness, you've earned all your stripes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting. You've been through the storm already and you're on the other side. And now this is about, and she's reading a book here that says fairy tales. You've come out the other side, and this message is about what's next, the path that's unfolding. Okay, we have Castle, a time for healing, not war. Yeah, you keep getting this repetitive message that things are being soothed. The anger is reversed. This is a time for things to be put back together, not to be broken apart. Like, you're through the storm. That's what I keep seeing. That's a card. That's a number 30. Spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. Card 43. I think this is the 3 of Cups. There's like 3 mermaids here. Oh my gosh. Stop. Storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. I just said that so many times before I saw this card. Card 44. Okay, that's so synchronistic. Wow. I so see what's going on here. Like, wow. Like, take a deep breath. Pat yourself on the back. You got through that hurricane. Every hurricane comes to an end and you're on the other side. So you may be feeling like a little bit of what's next. Like, especially when there's a lot of adrenaline rush, especially when there's a lot of a high, fast moving energy that you're dealing with a crisis situation or you're dealing with something. And then all of a sudden when that momentum dies out, you can be like a little bit of feeling of, a puppet that the strings were let go of. Because you're like, oh, that was leading me. That was moving me. I had to deal with that. That was taking all of my mental. So now what? That the energy has died down and slowed down and like leveled out. What's my next move type of thing? Let me get this deck. This could really be a time for your own personal healing too, with this is time for healing, not war. First, I read that as like healing in other relationships and external things. But now I also see it as, especially with this support card, you have support all around you. And then you have this like 3 of Cups. Don't be afraid to sing with the 3 mermaids kind of holding a circle here. I feel this is a time to, and again, it says this time is ripe for creation and connection. Like, you have connection 3 times. So I see this being connection with your inner self, connection with your higher self, reconnecting with yourself after you've come through this storm. And then I see it being connecting with external. So this could be family, friends, loved ones. It could be a relationship that maybe had to take a side, was on the side burner. That's what I'm seeing. Like, you had to put it on the side burner to warm while you dealt with a pot that was boiling over, right? Let's see what else here for you. So what do they need to know, pile 2, that would help them with where they're at? Yeah, I'm seeing the anger card reverse being highlighted. You could be physically needing to do some healing, because if you were in a energy, especially like with your high adrenal situations, crisis situations, situations that had a lot of drama, maybe a lot of toxicity, a lot of stress, a lot of hostility, a lot of unknowns, you really could need to take some time to soothe and nurture your nervous system. Tell it it's safe, create stability, create calm, soothing, warm environment around you so that your nervous system can heal. And any of those heightened energies, like, you may be getting very skittish if like someone slams a door or your phone dings. You may feel that like you get startled easily. That's a sign that like your parasympathetic nervous system or that you need to move into your parasympathetic nervous response, basically where your body can heal, process, maybe somatic healing. You might have looked into that or heard of that, or if that could be helpful for you. Any traditional forms of therapy, non-traditional forms of therapy, acupuncture, relaxation, massage, Reiki, whatever calls to you. I see this being a time of recalibrating and putting yourself back together. It could be like physically, this could be financially, you could be having to move or move in somewhere, or like unpack things emotionally. This could be a time of a lot of journaling, a lot of self-care. You could be drawn to watching a lot of card readings or podcasts on self-development, on putting yourself first, on decentering other things in your life and recentering yourself, in a non-selfish way, in the sense of like filling your cup and making sure that there's balance between what you're outputting and what you're inputting. So let's get more here for you. Yeah, this card just keeps wanting to come out. This was in one of the daily readings this week. I think it's on the thumbnail if you watched that, or if you want to see if there's any messages there for you. Full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Like, there's just this energy of something wanting to kick off in the atmosphere. Like, it could be, this could have just happened. This could be still happening, but everything that I'm getting here is that the hard part is already gone. It's time for healing, not war. Every hurricane comes to an end. Like I was saying before, you've earned all your stripes. You're on the right path. Let it go. So what I'm seeing here with this anger in reverse is that there could be one last kind of flare up about something. It could just be something within you, like maybe you get triggered by something specific, and that could come up again with this fiery climax approaches. I see it trying to, like, I almost feel like it's trying to needle its way into the reading, but I don't see you having the same reaction. I see it being healed, like that shadow aspect within you. This could be something you've been struggling with for your entire life. Like feeling of self-worthiness that gets triggered, a feeling of rage that gets triggered by disrespect, a feeling of insecurity that gets triggered by people's criticism, a feeling of overwhelmment that gets triggered by people asking things of you, a feeling of guilt and shame that gets triggered by holding your own boundaries and saying no to people, and trying to move out of people-pleasing energies. I see it coming up again because, of course, it's most likely going to come up again, but I see your perspective being so different, and I see your inner world being so, your perspective and your anchor points internally being so different because, like it says, you've earned your stripes. You've been through this. I think you've let go of the anger, the resentment. I think you've let go of the trauma that caused the trigger, to whatever extent you can let go of it, because I do feel like some resistance there to me saying that, because yes, it did happen, and I'm not asking you to not, validate that or be aware of it, but I see you letting go of that story that kept you connected to that trigger. So letting go of the part where you believed that you were unworthy, or you believed that there was something wrong with you, or you believed that you could be disrespected when it was about them and not you. And I see something possibly coming up again, like a very similar trigger, or someone wants to have one more conversation, or something comes, and I just see you reacting really differently. I see you just, your perspective point is just, you're so wanting to protect your own inner peace. You don't care about being right. You don't care about being heard. You don't care about defending your position. You're just like, you let it wash completely over you and through it. You let it move through you, and it doesn't get stuck in you. And in fact, it may build connection. You may be able to build connection with this person or with others from this. More information for pile 2, please. Yeah, find comfort and balance in simple ways. I see this being like on a very practical 3D level, like in your daily routine. Like very repetitive routines that soothe you. Having a cup of tea here, sitting outside here, reading your favorite book here, calling, a good friend here, going to bed and rising at the same time, wearing very comfortable clothing, eating foods that feel comforting, journaling, I keep seeing come up as a big one, writing a lot of this down and it feeling like a very safe space for you. You may be doing your own card readings and that feeling like a very safe space for you to connect with your inner world, where you don't feel like you need to be heard now on the external and understood, because you understand yourself and you have that connection with your own higher self or with God or with your spirit team or whatever you are creating in a way of divination. More for pile 2, please. I keep being drawn to this mermaid tail in the water here, and this figure's here on the beach reading a book. But there's like a mermaid tail splashing out here, and she's not distracted. Do you see that? She's focused, and it's he or she. It's not gender specific. It's just the figure on the illustration on the card. And then this card here, the pheasant card, says focus your attention on these areas, creation and connection. So I feel like they're, like I said, a fiery climax, like something distracting out in the water could happen. But this time you don't get distracted. You don't turn your head. It doesn't sway you. It doesn't sway you. So it could be someone behaving in a way that typically would have set you off your balance point. Like I'm seeing someone like on a paddle board and you seeing like a fish jump out in the water, but the last time you turned your head you fell in the water, so you learned your lesson. So this time you kept your eye on the horizon on what you're doing and you just let the fish jump and you didn't let it affect your own balance. If you hear me, comment down below if you hear what I'm saying. We know those people who like to distract and to set us off, or they don't like to, but I don't know, man, they're doing that as a freaking life, as a job. They be trying to knock us off our balance point, right? But this is how we learn, right? It's usually our higher intention, and this is the lesson we're trying to learn. Keep in your own lane. Focus on your own lane. Keep your focus straight ahead. Don't look in the past. Don't look side to side. Don't look at what anybody else is doing. These hopped off, so I'm going to take them. Yeah, a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer, 1000%. 1000%. I see this. You have 2 full moons here. So and a new moon. I thought it was a 3rd full moon. 2 full moons here. Things completing. I see like you putting things to bed. You've come through the storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Time for healing. You've earned your stripes. There's so much here. You're on the right path. So much here about completion. So much here about rest assured you've moved through that difficult energy. And now, new moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side. Yeah, this new moon energy coming in. I see that. It's fresh. Fresh energy. Oh, look at this, and you have the Moonbeam card, right? The Moonbeam card. You're on the right path. Luck is on your side. Let me just get this reorganized here. So I feel the energy that you're going into is very new moon energy. A lot could be happening with the next new moon that's coming up here. I see a lot of connection. If there are connections trying to make your way into the world, this could be, like I said, love, family, friends, people reaching out. I would explore that because you have it twice here. You have support all around you, and you have the don't be afraid to sing here with this 3 of Cups. This could have to literally do with singing for someone. I haven't commented on that here because there's music notes all around here. But basically, don't be afraid to shine. Don't be afraid to sing your song. Don't be afraid to express. And then again, the 3rd card, it's time. The time is right for creation and connection, especially with new moon energy being like really favorable for creation. I see that and the healing, and then just the the encouragement and the confirmation that you're on the right path. You're exactly where you need to be right now. And I don't feel like you need to overreach into anything beyond what you feel comfortable with. I think the biggest thing here right now is for you is comfort. Comfort, simplicity, connection, and creating where you feel called to, but not creating in a really masculine energy striving way, creating in a very yin feminine energy way. And we all have those energies within us. So finding that balance point, and allowing yourself to recalibrate. Find your balance, find your stability, find your focus point, find your footing on this paddleboard. Lose yourself in a good book, lose yourself in the things that are engaging and that light you up and that are soothing for you, and letting this storm, this tower that crumbled, be in the past, and letting time, physical time, work in your favor to create more healing, create more stability in your energy, create more soothing, create a space between that thing that happened and who you are now becoming, and the integration that's going to occur. Like I said, no longer having reactions like you would have in the past, healing some of those things that used to trigger you, and finding that you now have new responses instead of reactions to things, and integrating all of these new things that you learned from this storm and this hurricane that you went through, from these wars that you've gone through, and integrating all of these lessons that you've learned, and seeing that you now have stripes. You earned your stripes. You now have stripes. You're a tiger who's earned their stripes. So what does that mean? You're not a baby tiger anymore. You now identify differently in the world. You have a sense of purpose. You have a sense of stability. You have a sense of your own power. You have a sense of your own strength. Like a tiger's not walking around feeling concerned about a duck squawking at it, right? The tiger just keeps walking. The tiger is like, bro, please don't play with me. Like I really see a self-assuredness and a deep-rooted sense of worthiness, and you coming into your own power. You may not feel that right now, because you could be at the very beginning of this journey, like the tower may have just crumbled and you're really starting to rebuild now, or you could be further along in this where you already feel resonant with this energy and you're like, okay, that's what I'm feeling. I am exactly where I need to be. I don't need to strive further than I'm ready, because when I'm ready, when there's more action to be taken, that will be the next page in my book, and I will know when I'm turning that page. But right now I'm on this page, and this page is soothing, healing, recalibrating, restabilizing, self-nurturing, and integration. And that's what I see for you guys here in this reading. I hope that something resonated for you. If it did, please feel super welcome to comment, share your experience down below, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you have. Thank you for being here. If you are going to another reading that caught your eye or that you felt drawn to, then I will see you there shortly. If not, then I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Okay, pile 3, let's go down this rabbit hole because I just feel a whole vibe here. You have this moonstone, daisy, lunar eclipse, open the door to a higher dimension. I love this like portal with the stairs going up. Oh, I feel some here. I feel it. Let's get this your feelings are valid deck to start. So, oh. Okay. We have protect your feelings and you are deserving coming right out with snake spirit. What was I just saying? I don't know. Doesn't seem important now. I just feel something here. Okay. Which is the point of the reading, I suppose. Protect your feelings. You are deserving. Open the door to a higher dimension. Okay, let's keep going with this. It's just standing out to me how the protect your feelings card is snake spirit, which is transformation, shedding an old skin. So it's almost like, is there something that would have bothered you in the past that you're shedding, like a self-worthiness issue that you maybe don't even realize is that's giving you some sort of like invincibility power up, like you no longer can be affected. Because I don't see the protect your feelings being a regressive energy. Like I don't see it as going within or like holding back or putting up walls. I don't see that at all. I see it being like an invincibility, a transcendence, alchemy energy, magician energy, where you're like, I'm untouchable, I'm invincible, I'm unbotherable, I'm undisturbable. Like, come at me, bro. That's what I see. Like, you don't want them to come at you, but you're like, if you come at me, it's just gonna ping off my like invisible force field. Like, does that happen in the Matrix? I'm seeing like an image of someone with like an invisible force field and like bullets going, and the bullets hit the invisible force field and just fall to the ground. Like, ding! Like they can't get at through the bubble because your frequency is like so high. You're undisturbed. You're unbothered. Now, you may not feel like this right now. This could be an energy you're moving into. This could be an energy you're striving for. If things have been bothering you, if you have been getting triggered, if you have been feeling in like lower dense energies, this could be what this reading is calling you through the fog too. Let's see. Or you could have already be feeling this. You could be anywhere on that path. This card wants to come out. And I'm taking that one off the top. That's what I feel. Not the rest. It's too many. Okay, Pelican coming out. Choose to follow. Yeah, we just said this. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. We just said this. I see you raising your frequency to a point where you're like, I don't care. Like, come at me. Like, do what the haters gonna hate. Like, do what you want. You wouldn't even say those things. That's the thing. Because, like, I don't even see you being, like, taunting anything. But I'm just saying it, like, in a humorous way. I see you being completely, like, oblivious in the most, like, magical, ascended way. Like, you're just, like, you know, Jesus was, like, come at me, bro. Like, people were, like, you know, and he's, like, I don't, like, you can't touch me. Can't touch me. I see that. Oh, Duck. This came out in pile 2. This just came out. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. Yeah. Okay. So now I feel like maybe you're the future of pile 2. I felt like pile 2 is the future of pile 1. And now I feel like you guys are even further progressed, like of how we kind of ended the reading of pile 2. Now I feel like this is the energy that pile 2 might have been in a few months after that. But let's keep going and see what else comes out here. Yeah, see how that card came out like a snake? Like it tried to like it was sudden, but I just didn't feel moved by it. Like it didn't get me. I think usually I would have been like, whoa! Like it would have shocked me. I don't know if you saw that if you can see that on the playback, but it kind of just went like, and then it went back in exactly like a snake would do. And I just didn't feel anything. I felt completely undisturbed by that. I really feel like you are the future of pile 2. Because there was a lot of restoration and nurturing of the nervous system there. Things that were like happening suddenly, disturbing them or scaring them. And they were healing that. And especially with Pelican, choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. Both of these, all of these. Whoa, okay. What's going on here? Okay, potion. Yeah, remember to practice self-love, card 24, because you have this find comfort and balance in simple ways. There was a lot about self-nurturing in pile 2. If you feel called to there, I'm just saying you might have a message there. 26 coming out with feather. Think first before you judge. Interesting, yeah. And throne, your potential is endless. Look at this, and confidence. It comes with time and practice. There's so much here about self-worthiness and self-love, and you are deserving. your potential, supporting yourself, finding comfort, open the door to a higher dimension. Okay, let's get more here. What else are the strongest energies for pile 3, please, that they need to know? I'm feeling a very subtle sense of the reading wanting to go a different way, but the energy calling it back. There's something here with your potential is endless. Like the reading wants to ascend to a higher theme. I can feel that, especially with the open the door to a higher dimension. But every single thing that's come out so far has been about this worthiness issue. The you are deserving, your potential, building confidence, protecting your feelings, remembering to practice self-love, protecting your feelings. There's a lot of not wanting to move through this portal yet or not feeling comfortable yet. I really strongly feel that energy here. This throne energy is trying to come through. This like, do you know who you really are? And I feel there's some comfortability or discomfort with moving through that fog, and there's some comfortability with sitting in the fog a little bit, which can just be readiness level. There's no reason to push yourself. Just be aware of it, that you may be being called to a higher frequency, called into a higher frequency. You're always being called. We are all always being called into a higher frequency, because that's your natural set point of your soul. So your higher self or God or spirit or whatever you want to call it is always projecting that set point. You can see it in nature. So that is always happening, but I feel like where you are on your path, your higher self is really encouraging you through this reading, and you could be seeing other signs for you to ascend, basically, and for some spiritual upgrades, for an ascension, to kind of shed old things, that behaviors or thoughts that maybe you're so like comfortable with them that I'm not sure if you even see that they are there. That because it's possible that you're either resonating with this and you're like, oh, 100% I know what those worthiness issues are, which means you have self-awareness about them. But it's possible that you're listening to this and you're like, I don't have that, which could be true. Or it could be that you've so befriended that shadow side, which is good, to befriend it, and you've so accepted it. But the next step would be to alchemize it, to bring it into a higher energy. So if there's worthiness issues, bringing that into self-love, or if there's an acceptance, or if there's abundance, or bringing that into an abundance mindset. If there's a scarcity mindset, bringing that into an abundance mindset. More information for pile. Yeah, like I'm seeing like the shed. I'm seeing the snake shedding its skin, but then not realizing the new snake that it is now. Do you feel me? Not realizing the fresh energy that it's in now and what to do with it. But at the same time, I'm getting like, don't push too hard. Don't make it work. Don't start seeking like, okay, so then what should I be doing? Like, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? Or something. It's not like a frantic energy. It's a very like subtle welcoming you into a higher perspective. I would say like meditation and journaling, if you haven't been already, maybe spending time in nature. There's a lot of information and downloads and intuitive insights and inner knowing and wisdom that's there for you to absorb, but you're just outside of its awareness right now, because there's likely too much external noise. I'm seeing someone on their phone a lot, maybe spending a lot of time watching TV and there's nothing wrong with that, socializing, but just creating some space in your day for those downloads to reach you, because they will happen overnight. but you may not have conscious awareness of them if you're not conscious while you're receiving the download. So meditation, sitting quietly, just listening to music, putting on like, affirmations. Like even I can't receive insights if there's any physical, if there's other words, because the words hold vibration. So I can't personally, like if I'm listening to affirmations, then I'm listening to affirmations, but I'm not doing that for or like a guided meditation. I can just do like rain sounds, like maybe om chanting, some sort of just like ambient noise, or just nature, like the breeze in the trees, the birds I can do. But if I put any sort of other outside voice on, it's too activating and it takes my mind's focus, and I can't receive. I'm still outputting. I'm still thinking, I'm not receiving. So it could just be spending some time, like automatic writing would be great for you to just receive insights, see just what comes out without holding back. I'm seeing in Super Mario, when like Mario or Luigi break the rocks, and then sometimes there's a coin and sometimes there's a mushroom or whatever, but then sometimes he goes up to the upper level and breaks the rocks, and then he can run up on the top of those bricks across the whole level to the end. I'm seeing that, like you're just below that upper brick level and you just have to like allow yourself to jump through it to receive like that level of insight, wisdom, upgrades, clarity, knowing. It's so subtle, right? Like the spiritual work is sometimes so subtle that it's like right there in front of us and we can't see it because we're like, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, do nothing but do something slight. It's like a slight adjustment, a slight turning of your dial, right? Like you're trying to tune into 99.9 and you're like at 99.7. And it's just like, doot, doot, and then you'll get the signal clear and you'll hear the information that you're looking for. Okay. More information for pile 3, please. Okay, so for some of you, sorry, the messages keep coming through before I can get a card. For some of you, I can see in this figure here with the confidence card, it comes with time and practice. I feel some of you don't think you have what it like takes or what's required to be spiritually, what is that word? To receive spiritual guidance or information. Like you feel that you have to use a reader or you have to go to a leader, like someone else, a teacher about it. Like for some of you, it feels not accessible. Like you're kind of in awe of it. It feels so mystical and out there and woo-woo and like, but you have a respect and a reverence for it, but you're also like, how do I manage this world? How do I navigate this world? It's so foggy. It's so nebulous. It's so nebulous. Nebulous is the perfect word for what I feel that you feel about this feeling that you're in. And you could be a very, I want to say young, like earth years. Some of you could be. I'm getting like page energy, or I could just be reading that because it could have nothing to do with earth years. It's just your energy could be page energy, where you would have like a curious nature. You're very open, but you never feel like the leader. You never feel like you have that confidence to be the authority on something. And I feel like the reading's telling you like, no, you have that. Like everybody has that, but you're coming to the reading because it's important that you know that you have that key to open this higher dimension. It's just trusting in your own self, trusting in the intuition you're receiving, trusting in your inner world, trusting in the self-care practices that you're being called to, the rituals that you're creating. Like I see someone doing math, reading a math textbook, but then not feeling like they could teach the problem. Even though they have full understanding of it, they just feel like, oh no, I couldn't explain this to somebody else. But you might find that the more you explain it to others, like if you have a trusted friend or like your group of friends may be curious about this, like peripherally, and then you may find yourself in a conversation with someone about it. It could just be a stranger or something. And then you realize like, oh, I actually do have a deeper grasp on this than I thought, because all of a sudden you're explaining this stuff and inner knowing and intuition and spiritual things and divination tools and your self-care and what you've been called to, and it's like somehow putting a voice to it makes the path clearer for you, where you realize like you're able to integrate it and you feel way more confident after you have this kind of like conversation, or you start like a small group, or you start your own website or YouTube channel or podcast or platform or Instagram, where you're like slowly, the doing of the thing also develops your own comfort level with it. And it could just be like doing readings for friends or readings for yourself, or just discussing it like online with someone else who's interested in it. And the more you dabble in it, the more you feel confident and at home with it, and the more that your consciousness will naturally ascend, which will bring you, because whenever people say that, it's like, so what, right? But like obviously you're increasing like the collective consciousness on earth, like a light worker energy, but it also improves your life. Like it just really does. Like you feel better, you feel more fulfilled, satisfied, you feel invincible, you feel undisturbable. I mean, not all the time, because like girl was in heavy energies, but even when you're in heavy energies, you don't feel like, it wasn't like heavy energy in my 20s where I felt suffocated, where I felt like I was going to have to go, to the doctor, because I was like, what is this anxiety? What is this, fear I'm feeling? Like, what is this disruption I am feeling in my field? Oh, there's our 2 cards finally. But I didn't know what it was then. It's not like that. Like you may still feel heavy energies now, but you feel invincible. You don't feel afraid. You feel fine with it. You know it will lift. You know you will move through it. You know what to do to move through it. Okay, so let's see what these cards say. Mirror effect. Wow. Okay, I want to get to this because there's something here that was coming through about that. And anger. How interesting. How interesting. How flippin' snickin' interesting. This came out in pile 2, which we've been talking about because they also got the duck card, but in a different deck. It came out in this Your Feelings Are Valid deck, and it came out in reverse. Just how interesting that 2 anger cards came out. There's so much of this anger, rage, exploration in the collective, because there is so much pent up suppressing and repressing of emotions and traumas and heaviness that everyone has been dealing with. And it's finally coming up. And I think anger or rage is really the only words that we know to identify that burning feeling and that release. But I feel like there has to be a new word that's more vibrationally accurate, because I think that the word anger makes it seem like there's some sort of negative connotation, or there's some sort of lower vibrational intention. But it's not quite that. Like the card is representing anger because it's representing that energy, but it's really a release, a letting go of suppressed emotions through your body, through your voice, or through, because you could be punching a pillow. Now, the thing about this is just make sure you're directing it somewhere that's safe, that's not gonna hurt, cause no harm, right? But you can be raging in your bedroom at your bedroom pillows. Like I will punch the air if I feel that. I'm just like I'm like that little toy that like has the arms that you press and it like punches. Like I let it move right through and out. It feels great because it feels like such a release, and it moves quickly through. It's not like a heavier depressive energy, which I feel like is much more slow moving and stagnant, and I find harder to release on me. It takes a couple days. Anger's fast moving. Anger, it's in and out of there. She's feisty. So there's something here about, because I don't feel you having much familiarity with that emotion. I don't know if you ever let yourself get angry. So it's quite possible that you've suddenly been randomly feeling that rage come up and you're like, oh my gosh, is that what this is? Or that you will start feeling it. But I see you it being something that you're releasing, it's like the skin of the snake that anger is shedding, because it's anger at all the times you didn't express yourself, anger at all the times you didn't feel worth. It's like anger at the bull crap of life that made you ever feel less than your full divine, magical high priestess, high priest, alchemist, magician self. It's like the mask falling off, the 3D ego mask falling off, and you realizing you were a freaking goddess, fairy, you know, invincible. And then the anger and the rage that you ever had to feel that pain and that lack of worthiness and that distortion and that dysfunction and that those lies, you know, that you were less, that you were ever less than perfect and whole. And so that could be coming up. It could be anger at people who projected these things onto you. It could be anger at yourself, you know, that you just believe this, anger at the world, anger at the way that it's set up. So if that's coming up, I'm just encouraging you to channel that in like a healthy way, if possible, you know, like writing it all down and safely burning it or releasing it into water, screaming it out into the universe in a safe place. You know how they have those, you can like stand on the waves of the beach and just scream it out, or like those safe rage rooms where you can go and like, you know, there's things that people have donated that are broken and you can like smash like old things, you know, plates and stuff, like some sort of safe channeling of that energy out of your system may come up. Now, what is this mirror effect? The first thing I'm getting is that there could be situations in your life that are happening or begin happening, because I've seen it having to do with this portal here. That kind of, if you're not sure where the issues lie, like I said, like you may be like, I don't have self-worthiness issues, I don't think I do, or I don't have, you know, lack of confidence. I'm just hearing like, check again. Don't make something up if it's not there. Sometimes it's just not yours, right? That's just not, you've already transcended it, or never occurred to you, it's not one of your things. It's not in your shadow. But if it is, it will reflect back to you, the mirror effect. So if something happens that you find yourself getting triggered by, be aware of that's a mirror reflecting back to you. Your external reality is reflecting your internal beliefs. So if someone says something that makes you feel unworthy, then you could explore that, you know, and say, oh, maybe there is an unworthiness issue here, because why did I feel like I didn't, you know, deserve that? Or why did I feel like they don't see me, my worth? Like if you're overlooked at work, for example, for a promotion, and it really sits with you, like you're not like, oh, okay, whatever, happy for that person, I'll get something else. If you don't feel that way and you feel like, why wouldn't they choose me? Like, I'm the best person for this job, why didn't they see me? Maybe you have anger about that or rage. Then that could be a mirror reflecting back to you that there is maybe some worthiness issues where you don't feel, or scarcity issues where you don't feel like the next thing is coming for you, that just wasn't for you, but that of course you're going to get what's best for you and what's aligned for you, and you're going to get even better than that, because of course you are worthy of having whatever it is that you desire. Let's get this last deck here. There's a lot here to unpack. A lot of food for thought here. I love this reading. Yeah, I just got drawn to this think first before you judge card. And it says feather, and they're holding their friend here as if she was light as a feather. And I'm wondering what that's about. Have you felt judged? Especially with this choose to follow the path of forgiveness. And then you have support all around you. Like, do you feel unsupported? Do you feel that there's people to forgive because people have judged you? People have overlooked you. Or you feel the universe has overlooked you. Yeah, there's a deep sense here of not receiving what you feel you deserve. Like, You know, like I hear you saying to the universe, like, where's my thing? Like, why is this so hard for me? Why am I not being recognized? Why am I being overlooked? Why am I not receiving? Why are things so difficult? Because you have this throne, your potential is endless card, and it really sticks out in the reading. Like it's almost being overlooked. Almost as if you're like, throne, you know? What is that? And why would I be chosen to sit on a throne? I don't have that specialness within me. You know, I feel you saying this to yourself when it's so untrue. You're so much more than you give yourself credit for. And it's really interesting. You have 23, 24, and then 26. And the 9 is also highlighted for me. It's possibly, there's Virgo energy here. I just keep seeing if your birthday's coming up, if you're a September Virgo. I always get Virgos with 9s. Okay, what's going on here? I felt like I had a pause there in this one. Okay, what do you need to release? I feel like this was already on the table. This has come up in every pile, not this card, but we had let go in the first 2. And then what you need to release, which we've discussed in great detail here already. So that's just confirmation. Some old beliefs. Things people said. Could be very buried underneath. It doesn't matter. You don't have to dig it up either. It's just looking what you want to believe now. What do you now choose? What new story do you want to write about yourself? What new beliefs do you want to create? What new neural pathways do you want to fire together? What fires together, wires together? If you're interested in that, Dr. Joe Dispenza is really great for that type of practical spirituality, how the brain works, creating new belief systems, and then seeing it manifest in your external, like this mirror effect, rewiring what your internal world is, just on autopilot, becoming aware of it, making it in the light, and then how to change it. He does a lot of that work. Your hard work is paying off. Yeah, new moon in Capricorn. So I see, like I said, you could be like, I don't know where you are along this path. You've either been far along this path and you know everything I'm saying and you're like, yes, yes, yes. And there was just a few other things here that are like the keys to your next step, to receiving like that next level of raising your vibration and ascension and like that full confidence and that full, I see someone just blossoming into, I see you not existing as your real self yet. Like you're here on the earth plane. You think you're you. Right? You think you're you, but I see there being the fullest expression of you. And I see that happening soon. Say in the next year, that transformation. And then I see you looking back and being like, wow, like I'm completely different. Especially, I'm seeing a lot of like YouTubers being used as examples where there's these YouTubers who are like maybe like gurus now, or like self-help, self-development, empowerment coaches. And then they show back like, this was me 3 years ago, you know, and it's like they look completely different because you have an external glow up as well. Like they're just radiating, they're shining, they're glowing, but they're like, I was afraid, I wouldn't speak up. I, you know, was partying all the time, or I was staying home all the time. I didn't have my own voice. And you can just see they're just completely like caterpillar to the butterfly. And then they speak about this, right? And that I see that energy here. Like you may not go down that path, you may, but I see you just really becoming this new version of yourself that I don't think you can even grasp it right now. You may benefit from a lot of self-concept work. like going on Pinterest and like even finding like physical images of the energy that you want to embody. Like this person is smiling, this person feels confidence, there's a light in their eyes, they feel determined, they speak up, they're expressive, they're shining, they're magnetic, they're themselves. Because I don't want this to get too like into the physical, although there's nothing wrong with physical glow ups, it follows always. It's just, this is about your energy and your own inner, it's about like your light shining and you removing it from under this bushel, because you don't think there's a light under the bushel. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't see this as someone who's sitting there going, oh, I really know who I really am and I'm working on becoming him or her or they. I see it as you don't even see that there's anything else to become. Like, you're fine with what you are, which is great, which is amazing. Like, that's beautiful. The self-acceptance is always the first step, but I see that you're not recognizing, or you're not aware of this magic that's in you. There's something unique, rare, and very light. It's like, I just keep seeing a shining white, yellow light that I don't think you recognize in yourself. Think of if anyone said anything to you that stood out, that you found odd. Like, has anyone ever said, like, you know, like, wow, you're so easy to talk to, or I feel so safe with you, or you're so hilarious, or like, you just always know how to dress. Like, I feel like there was a couple compliments that have repeated over your life that at the time you were like, that's random. Like, I don't, that's not me. Like, they must have been talking about someone else, or they were just trying to be nice. But those compliments, or the way they highlighted it, they stuck in your mind because I recognize something in you that you don't recognize in yourself yet. Like, someone may have said to you, like, you have a beautiful singing voice, and you're like, what? Like, I've never sung in my life, you know? Or they thought you were like hilarious, and you're like, I don't even have a sense of humor. Like, there's something it's a clue. It's a clue about the real you that's trying to come out, that for some reason is just like hidden under this bushel a little bit, or been forced, or been, because I don't know if forced is the right word, but for some of you, forced into like a life identity that's not yours. You know, like, you're this, like, you had a parent telling you. You're introverted, you're calm, you're easygoing, you're a good kid, you never cause trouble, you know? And then you're like, this is who I am. But really inside is like this rebellious, you know, revolutionary energy who really does want to cause, you know, question things, and maybe does want to stir up things that they don't feel are right. But you're like, I've been told that that's who I am. So you're like, you have to look for the clues. You have to look for the door. You have to look for the door to this higher dimension, because it's a higher dimension where you feel more you, and it's a higher dimension where the full you is expressed and revealed. And I see that with this here. I see that in your reading. I see that's what your reading's about. So I'm gonna close that off here. There's a lot to digest for your reading, and I don't want to overwhelm you. Really powerful, like, magnetic, magical energy here. I want to like fast forward, you know, into a year and have you come back and be like, oh my gosh, you know, wow, like, you were so right. Like, looking back, I didn't even see that this was all going to unfold for me, but I see it unfolding in the perfect timing. I really don't feel like there's anything you need to do. There's not a lot of like wand energy action energy here. It's more awareness. It's just this awareness. You're going to hear this again. This won't be the first time you've heard this, and this won't be the first time you hear this. This is going to naturally unfold, like a natural or very organic evolution and expansion of you. It's not going to be something that you have to like force or figure out. Okay? Let it happen, and you will know exactly what to do. The right things will introduce themselves into your world at the right time that will assist you in the unfolding of this. So if you resonate with this at all and you feel called to leave a comment, share your experience, an emoji, a like, a subscribe if you haven't already. If you've already done those things, thank you so much. I would love that. I love hearing from you guys. If you are going to another pile, then I will see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Pile 4, last but definitely not least, you have the pink teardrop, raindrop, rose quartz, and the trust card. The universe has a plan for you. I feel like there's a lot here. A lot here to unpack. So let's see. Okay, strongest energies for pile 4, please. What is going on in general in their world and their energy with the situation they're asking about? Acceptance. Okay, nice. It's funny, you have acceptance and trust. Another word for trust. Acceptance. Being okay with the ambiguity. The not knowing. With the moon energy. Oh, that one didn't want to go in. Sorrow. Okay. You have the same image here mirrored. Look at that. Sun, sun. Sun with acceptance. Sorrow with this sun crying. Yeah, that's all we're getting for that. So it could be something that's been causing you some tears or some heartache, or, I mean, it's life. When is something not happening? But it could just be how you're handling it. That could be what the advice is about here. Let's see. Chickadee, chickadee-dee-dee-dee. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, chickadee, the time is right to release old patterns and energies. You are ready to embrace change. This has been the theme throughout like the entire reading in like 4 different ways here. It seems to be like super, super prevalent in the collective. We're just all shedding these old behaviors. I've talked about it in past readings. The time is right to release old patterns and energies. You're ready to embrace change. So the energies could be something, a job, a person, a friendship, or it could be energies within you. Blackbird, magical, unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. Okay, wow. Yeah, the magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. Wow. Powerful. Blackbird. Okay, very magical bird there coming up. Let's get more. So, I mean, you're so clearly going through something. Here, like I said, with the sun's mirroring and the trust and the acceptance. Let's just see what the advice is, because obviously you know what you're going through. It's not like... You don't need the reading to tell you that, but we do need the reading to give us advice and guidance and clarity. Yeah, I just heard like, what is the plan? It's like the universe has a plan for you. So what is the plan? I heard someone say. Let's see how much answers we can get here. Like I started that intro. We need answers. That's how I feel. Oh, I just got a... Ooh, when I did that, I just got like a really strong, I want to say activation in my heart chakra. Like it felt very like a deep sensation. Okay, hold on. Okay, secrets coming out in reverse, which I feel to take it in reverse. I feel like some things are going to be coming to light. Maybe something did come to light and become revealed. And that's what this sorrow is about and the acceptance. Yeah, people be holding a lot of things inside sometimes. Could be their true feelings about a situation. Could be you holding your true feelings about how you feel about a situation inside. But not anymore, because it came out in reverse. Yeah, so the time is right to release old patterns and energies. And you're ready to embrace change. So I feel with the secrets coming out in reverse, it's like things are no longer unseen. Things are no longer unsaid. Things are no longer a secret. Things are no longer kept. Everything is being put out in the open and addressed and released or moved if they need to. Mirror effect. Okay, this came out in pile 3. It's so funny because in pile 2, cards came out, I think, from pile 1, pile 3, cards came out from pile 2, and now pile 4, cards are coming out in from pile 3. It's like a little bit of a blending of the 4 themes, even though they're all different. But this came out, like I said, in pile 3, and you have already the mirror effect here with these 2 suns. So I'm not going to comment on that until I feel a little bit more clarity here. Oh. Okay, I'm going to take the ones that turned over. You got mirror. Like, that's crazy. That's wild. Okay, you got card 4 mirror, and you just got mirror effect. And then you got card 42 homeward, take yourself out on a date, and there's a little bird here, and this figure's taking like a coffee and going outside. Little chickadee, I think. Okay, mirror effect in the mirror, and the mirror card says treat your body like the palace that it is, but there's something deeper here with the mirror effect. There's more to that. I'm gonna get more actually from this. Oh, that came out quick. Okay, Phoenix. I knew Phoenix was going to come out for some pile. Card 9. How's that for a happily ever after, it says. And Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. Yeah. Okay. There possibly is there's a person here who's contributing to this situation, like this Evil Queen energy. It doesn't mean it's a female or it's a queen archetype, but the phrase, you deserve sugar, not salt. This could be a relationship that's just been a little bit salty. This could be a boss, a coworker. This could be your own inner voice being a little bit salty. You deserve more sweetness. You have this mirror card here, which is like a little bit of self-worth and self-image themes. How's that for a happily ever after with the phoenix rising from the ashes? Is very similar to pile 3, but there's something more here. It's not so much about what pile 3's theme was about in the end. Let me get these. There's something here that's like beneath the surface. Magical. I'm just going to get these cards and then comment on it. This could definitely have to do with like worthiness issues or self-image, self-concept, with the acceptance, the sorrow, the mirror, the phoenix, that you deserve sugar, not salt. This could be about how you're speaking to yourself. It could be something you've been keeping in secret. You know, if you do need help, please reach out to like trusted family members, friends, therapists, support lines, if there's something that you're struggling with. Yeah, the end of a tough cycle approaches full moon in Capricorn. There's something you're struggling with. I feel like it's internal. We can't get into like super heavy themes here, so I can't really say what they are because YouTube has restrictions about content. Which I understand. But you'll know. You'll know. You're going through it. You don't need me to say it. It could be inner demons you're battling with. That's what I can say. That stem from unworthiness, stem from self-image, self-concept. That's really been draining on your mental. And it could be affecting your physical. It could be affecting your relationships. It could be affecting your 3D pentacle world, like your job, friendships. Definitely internally not at your best, haven't been feeling at your best. And I think it's rooted from possibly an evil queen archetype that could have been in your past, or it could be in your present. I just feel like a lot of restriction in my field. This keeps coming out. Oh my gosh, a fiery climax approaches. How many times this came out in pile? I think 2, and it came out in a couple readings this week. 2 full moons. So the cycle is ending. I'm gonna get you. I didn't get it for anybody else, but I want to get you a surrender card. Let me see if I can fit it in here. From this deck. What does pile 4, what would it help them to surrender, let go of, accept? Like, what's at the root of this? But as I was saying, that's why the card's not coming out, because I didn't finish that thought. As I was saying, I feel like some restriction here in my energy field. Like I can't quite get the, I feel there's just a restrictive factor. It could be someone kind of in the way, or it could be your own beliefs. But because we have Evil Queen here, I think there's someone. But they're not, and they don't really factor in. It just appears that way. Like your energy is sovereign. So they cannot affect you. But it may be affecting you. Surrender stubbornness. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm feeling. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. I feel like there's a stubbornness in your own self-concept. You could benefit from pile 3. And I feel like you've been going through this tough cycle, and you're being asked in the reading to, like, because the acceptance and the trust, that's surrendering stubbornness, surrendering that need to control, surrendering that need to, you could have Taurus energy, it could be earth energy, that fixed, logical, practical, grounded, rooted, that if the shadow qualities of that is it can be too rigid, too unyielding, too unwilling to shift and evolve and change and let go of patterns that are no longer serving you. Things that are holding you back, things that are binding you. And then a fiery climax approaches, because then you have the Phoenix, which is like a fiery climax approaches. Literally, there's like smoke coming out here. I see something pushing this into healing, pushing it into the light. I'm really getting it's an internal energy. I'm not getting that it's something you're projecting outwards. It could be an outward situation, but it's like connected with the mirror effect. It's connected to your own inner. That's why I'm saying there might be theme from pile 3. So like if a coworker's just driving you nuts, there's something in you that's like calling that from them. I know that's hard to hear, and I'm not at all putting the blame on you. It's not what I mean to be saying. It's just that there's something that it's there for a purpose. Or if there's like an evil queen, you know, like think of like the Cinderella or like those stories, the Snow White. Maybe watch Snow White. I haven't seen it, the new one, but I'm getting that there could be a message there for you. There's something about standing up to these bullies and what that's going to teach you and activate within yourself. Or even if you don't standing up to them, because sometimes that's counterproductive, but removing yourself from them or removing their influence somehow on your own inner field by detaching and becoming unbothered and invalidating their opinion. Like if you don't care, if you don't respect this person, or if this person isn't someone who you want, because we should respect everyone, blah, 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 we're all one, we all know this. But if this isn't someone if this is someone acting out of their shadow and acting out of lower frequencies, and you recognize that, then you can kind of invalidate it in the sense that you just say, this is their shadow, this is their demon, this is not real, it's a mirage, it's a mask, it's fake, it's trauma, it's wounding, it's not them, it's not me, it's not them, it's a goblin, right? And you see it for what it really is. And then that invalidates that, and it lifts this weight off of you because you realize it was a lie. And these things are not true about you. And in whatever you've taken on, you release. And you get lighter. And as you release these old patterns and energy, and it does require embracing change, that's on the table. Because sometimes we get stuck in a cycle because we're so used to it. We're comfortable in that cycle. So you embrace the change. And then as you do that, your blackbird energy is activated, and your magical, unique, rare, what makes you you, and your untapped potential begins to unfold. And this plan that the universe has, which is like your higher self, your own plan for your own self, begins to rise up from the ashes. And you begin to embrace and accept yourself. And not even accept it like, oh, I'll accept this negative trait about me. It's not that. It's you love yourself. You celebrate yourself. You value yourself. You see the magic and the beauty in yourself. Definitely do some nice things for yourself. You deserve sugar, not salt, like sweetness, taking yourself on a date, self-nurturing, self-care. Especially if you've been through a really tough cycle, especially if it has to do with self-worth and self-concept, that can be very difficult to repattern. I'm just getting a headache. I feel like you guys may not get your message here today. Like you may not hear it. Like even if I'm saying it, I don't know if some of you aren't fully open to. This is just like the first breadcrumbs of information, and more will come to you. You'll hear this again and again and again until it's able to reach you in different readings, in different aspects, different conversations. Okay, I'm going to close out your guys' reading. Thank you. I wish I could have got you more. The energy is just very closed off. Now, like I've said what was to be said, and I'm getting strongly the message like that's it, like fin. I'm seeing like fin, like F-I-N, fin, like done. I think they do that in music, like F-I-N. At the end of like the sheet music. I don't know why I'm seeing it in that way, if that resonates for someone. But that's what I'm seeing, so I have to respect that, and I can't push it further. It's very, 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 very likely that you have messages in another pile. I would suggest 3 is strongly coming through. If not, I hope that something stood out for you here. If you want to share your story or perspective in the comments, feel free. Like, subscribe, any of those things supports the channel. Thank you to those who have already done that. Thank you in general just for being here. If you are going to another pile, I'll see you there shortly. If not, I will see you in another reading on another day. Bye.